Hey everybody, I'm Rob Freeman and welcome back to Insuring the Built Environment. This week we're talking about Bitcoin mining insurance. Specifically, what types of insurance do you need to consider if you are running a Bitcoin mining facility or you're considering building a Bitcoin mining facility? Well, Bitcoin mining insurance can be difficult to place because insurance underwriters look at Bitcoin mining facilities with skepticism or at least hesitancy because they may consider them to be more hazardous than a traditional data center. Even though a data center and a Bitcoin mining facility are essentially doing the same thing. I mean, they're just executing code according to software rules and accomplishing certain tasks. The Bitcoin mining facility, because of the Bitcoin mining operations and the business model, often seeks out or always seeks out the lowest cost of electricity or energy, which is often in remote areas. And it might be that source of energy is co-located at a facility that is now abandoned or is being retrofitted. Maybe it was a former aluminum smelting plant or a power facility or a steel mill or something that is being retrofitted for all the ASICs and the infrastructure that will be fed by the power that's there. So that profile, along with the fact that it's Bitcoin mining and there isn't a lot of actuarial data behind that, makes it difficult to place those types of policies. But whatever you're doing, whether you're using air-cooled mining or immersion mining, the types of insurance that you would probably need are very similar across all the business models. So we're going to talk about three different types of insurance here today briefly, and then below the video there's a link to an article where I go into more depth on different types of insurance that you may also want to consider, such as cyber and errors and omissions and D&O. But today we're going to talk about commercial general liability, or CGL, umbrella, and property insurance. So commercial general liability policy will cover your Bitcoin mining facility for claims of third-party bodily injury and property damage. And Bitcoin mining facilities are often under construction, or the people that work for the operation are out in the field doing all kinds of things. And so there's a lot of opportunities for risk to cause a bodily injury or property claim on a third party. And so that's what the CGL policy would protect you for, is those types of claims of bodily injury and property damage at your facility or in the course of doing business at another location based on your operations. So that's the first thing. And then the umbrella policy typically sits above the commercial general liability policy. So say you have $1 million of commercial general liability coverage per occurrence and a $2 million aggregate. You can get an umbrella policy that sits above that GL policy in case the underlying limits are exhausted. And so that umbrella policy or excess policy will attach above the 1 million per occurrence or the 2 million aggregate, depending on the nature of your policy. And that protects you in case the underlying limits of your CGL are exhausted. So because you're talking about potentially a deep-pocketed target for a lawsuit, it's a good idea to have not only a CGL but also an umbrella policy. And then on the property insurance side, obviously from a property standpoint, Bitcoin mining facilities are very property intensive. They have buildings, they have structures, they have obviously the ASICs that are there, the infrastructure, and you may also have on-site property of others. And it could be that you are working as a host, you're providing a hosting facility for third-party owners of ASICs that were mining. Maybe they left China and they are seeking you out now as a source of that energy, and they want to be co-located at your facility, or they are some other type of service where you're providing for those Bitcoin miners. Maybe you're providing operations and maintenance. Doesn't really matter, but that third-party property is there at your facility. So you're going to want those parties to have their own insurance, obviously, but for your own sake, for a first-party property insurance, you're going to want to have coverage for your building, any equipment that you have, any other structures that are on the facility. So if you have shipping containers that are retrofitted for Bitcoin mining, and you have electrical infrastructure such as maybe a substation or other dedicated energy infrastructure, you'll want to have insurance for all that. And there are different types of property insurance based on the exposures, but typically it's basic property insurance policy. It could be inland marine, it might be equipment breakdown. And then also you want to consider another type of property insurance, which is usually comes along with some of these policies, which is coverage for business interruption or business income. That would protect you in the event that your business was shut down based on a covered claim, and it allowed you to recover any lost revenue. Now, sometimes the revenue is limited to non-crypto related revenue. So you want to also be aware of that. So sort of that's in a nutshell for this video. Again, below the video, I go into more detail in the article where I go into a lot of different other types of insurance that you may want to consider, such as cyber liability and errors and omissions, directors and officers, equipment breakdown, and other types of things, workers' compensation. But for the sake of this video, that's it. If you have questions about a Bitcoin mining facility that you are building or you're operating, please feel free to schedule an appointment with me at the link below this video. I look forward to talking with you, and hope you are having a great day, and I hope this is helpful. And thanks again for watching, and take care.